Yes, I'm back. He's to be expected. Mugabe, stubborn as he has refused to resign. Uh, it seems that Robert Mugabe deliberately skipped the page which was written for him to read, the page about resignation. Now, the question is, where does it leave us Zimbabweans, given that all the generals were there today, waiting that Mugabe would resign, and everybody, both within the country and internationally, were looking forward for Mugabe to do the right thing. You know, an exit, which maybe might have been a dignified exit for Robert Mugabe. So that is past, and obviously we are back to square one. Mugabe has refused to read the prepared page for resignation. He is a very stubborn man. Nothing surprising there from Zimbabweans. We know from the past 38 years, this is the man who has been in denial of the economic meltdown. This is the man who has been in denial of Zimbabwean problems and situations. He has always shifted the blame to the British. He has always shifted the blame to the Americans, even though all the problems in Zimbabwe were squarely on the doorstep of Robert Mugabe and ZANU-PF. Sorry, I need to, my apology. Let me switch this because my phone has been ringing non-stop. My apology for that. Yes, so we know that Mugabe is a very stubborn person. Yes, shrewd and stubborn politician. And for the past 38 years, all our problems have been caused by ZANU-PF and Mugabe at the helm of power. That is always blamed the British, is always blamed the Americans. This is the man who has been in denial for the past 38 years. I think the onus is on us, Zimbabweans. He knows that he is at the edge of chaos. And the good part of it is that the military have started the revolution for us Zimbabweans. Mugabe is no longer calling the shots. So the military and the people of Zimbabwe are calling the shots. What that means is that once he is barricaded at the Blue Roof or at State House, Zimbabweans are free to make decisions about Mugabe. And we've seen, I think, the first step has already started. We've seen the Central Committee within ZANU-PF firing Robert Mugabe, firing Grace Mugabe, and also they fired Sevia Kasukuere, they fired Chombo, they fired also Joao, among other people that they fired, those people who were actually causing havoc and mayhem in ZANU-PF. Yes, it is left then on Tuesday for our MPs to impeach Mugabe. The good part of it is the parliament met on Tuesday at the time that the parliament cross-party is united against Robert Mugabe. The impeachment itself should be a form of formality. It shouldn't take any time because all political parties, MPs, are united against Robert Mugabe. So both ZANU-PF and you, those people who met in the Central Committee today, who fired Robert Mugabe, are also members of the parliament in Zimbabwe. And the MP and also the MDC, being the only political party in parliament stand ready to invoke and to impeach Robert Mugabe. And we have been calling these shots for many years. The only problem is that we were not, in terms of numbers, we didn't amass enough two-thirds majority to impeach Robert Mugabe. Now that the ZANU-PF has now seen the light, MDC has always, since 1999, advocated for the removal of Mugabe on the same basis that the military has intervened, on the same basis that this committee, the ZANU-PF Central Committee today has made those expulsion. So yes, now that Zimbabweans, we are united against the Mugabe regime, it should be very easy to impeach Robert Mugabe. But impeaching Robert Mugabe and removing him from as president of Zimbabwe is one stage. The next stage is, as we prepare for the elections, as Zimbabweans, we must not forget that we are where we are today because of ZANU-PF as a system. I have to underline that. We are where we are today because of ZANU-PF as a system, not as an individual, Robert Mugabe. Which means that this might be a short-lived celebration if Zimbabweans are not very careful in terms of choosing the way forward. We hope and trust that Zimbabweans will not have a short memory. MDC Alliance stand ready to give Zimbabweans the peace, prosperity, and economic prosperity, for that matter, that Zimbabweans so dearly need. So yes, we Zimbabweans must not forget that we are where we are because of ZANU-PF system. Not only on Robert Mugabe, but the ZANU-PF system. And it is very important that we don't give ZANU-PF a chance in the next election again. And I call upon our leaders within MDC Alliance to keep the doors open for other opposition parties to join, so that instead of dividing votes, we are united as a coalition of political parties and fight against ZANU-PF. Whoever they will put in as head of ZANU-PF, we know that that person is there to further the interests of ZANU-PF and the system. It is unlikely that any system will change under either Mnangagwa or any other leader for that matter. So yes, unfortunately, Zimbabweans, this is the bad news. We thought that tonight Mugabe was going to resign so that he can avoid an impeachment, which may take a few days of process. It's not a strike of the pen process. It may take a few days. If it hasn't, it may take a few hours. But again, we are back to square one. Mugabe thinks he's actually planning to be chair of the ZANU-PF Congress in December. He's actually looking at presiding over the Congress, expecting him to be voted or re-voted as president of ZANU-PF, and then contesting elections next year. This is the man at 93 who thinks that he still have the power, both in terms of physical power and political power at 93 years. So yes, there's not much to celebrate for us Zimbabweans. The struggle continues, and we must unite. Let us pick the debris from where the military has left. The military have started the revolution, a peaceful for that matter, and they've clipped the wings of Robert Mugabe once they allow us citizens and political parties to exercise our right enshrined in the Constitution. So it is up to you and me to exercise those rights. The army is ready to protect us. And the army is clipping Mugabe's wings so that people can exercise their democratic rights. The parliament can exercise their democratic right. So yes, this week is very important. Let's communicate with our MPs, cross-party, to make sure that all MPs attend this Tuesday parliamentary session and impeach Robert Mugabe. And not only that, we call upon our MPs and parliament to put in place a framework to hasten the process of impeachment. We don't want to hear that the impeachment process will take weeks. We don't want to hear that it will take 2 days. Zimbabweans cannot afford to wait a minute more than necessary. We want Mugabe to go yesterday, and we hope that by the end of Tuesday, all the paperwork must be ready to save Mugabe with the impeachment. And we also could call upon the parliament to deliver that process or the outcome of the impeachment to the army, so that the army can forcibly remove Mugabe from the State House. After the impeachment, Mugabe has no constitutional right to be at the State House whatsoever. He chose it that way. Let's deliver it that way. Yes, so Zimbabweans out there, it is a frustrating night, the longest night. We thought it was going to be a short night of anguish, and that we can start celebrating. We thought the Christmas could come early. Unfortunately not. So yes, I will continue to give you some feedback and updates as they unfold. Meanwhile, stay tuned. Thank you very much and good night.